Hello everybody and welcome back to another Premier League prediction show. We're now predicting the scores for game week 20. Incidentally, we're recording this on New Year's Day prior to the Arsenal-Brentford match, which is the last of the game week 19 fixtures. So we'll bring you all the scores, results and tables in the next video. But it all kicks off at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 12:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, so they're coming up against Newcastle. Newcastle, we watched it in the pub, absolutely demolishing Manchester United at Old Trafford. Spurs, just being really Spursy at the moment, aren't they? Lots of people are joking about them, saying they're in a relegation battle, all of that. So, I'm just so impressed by Newcastle at the moment. I'm going to go 3-0.
Yeah, current form sees Newcastle 4 wins on the bounce, haven't conceded in those 4 matches and scoring 13 goals. For Spurs, at home, I think they've only failed to score once this season, and that was home against Arsenal in the North London derby. So everything points to a Newcastle victory. Isaac's on fire at the moment, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win. I think Spurs will score at home. Next up, we got the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. We've got Aston Villa coming up against Leicester. Aston Villa missing a couple of players in Duran, who's been excellent in front of goal, and Morgan Rogers as well, who's been weighing in with the assists and the goals too. Leicester currently in the relegation zone. I can only see one winner in this fixture, even though Villa are missing 2 important players. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 home victory to Aston Villa.
Yeah, Villa are missing players. However, I just think they have that extra bit of quality against Leicester, who A, need something in the transfer window, and B, they just need a bit of up fortune with Van Nistelrooy, don't they? So yeah, I'm going to go narrow. Let's go 2-1 to Villa. Moving on, Bournemouth against Everton. Everton obviously blowing hot and cold. Bournemouth really impressing me as of late. They're going to have this one at the end of the day, aren't they? 2-1. Yeah,
both of these teams, probably this one's one of the more difficult fixtures to predict for the weekend. Bournemouth, I don't think they've lost since something like the 23rd of November. Everton make it difficult for their opponent, Sean Dyche. Sometimes it's a masterclass, isn't it, keeping the opposition out, although Everton lost 2-0 on the weekend against Forest, I think it was, wasn't it? This one, I think it's going to end up all square. I think Everton will score away from home, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Next up, we got an all-London affair where Crystal Palace entertain Chelsea. Now, Chelsea winless in their last 3 matches, and Crystal Palace is just the 1 defeat now in their last 8. They're playing quite well. Going forward, they're looking dangerous. Chelsea got to get back to winning ways. It hasn't been the best Christmas period for them. So I think this one's going to end up all square as well. And I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Interesting. Chelsea losing to Ipswich last time didn't look particularly great, which was an outlier for them. Palace, a bit meh. Palace is another team that I'm struggling to make anything of at the moment. Very up and down. Chelsea need to bounce back, so I'm going to go 3-1. Moving on, next up we've got Man City up against West Ham. Man City finally getting some points on the board against Leicester, and West Ham, bit of negativity there around Lopetegui. Could we potentially see him as the next managerial sacking? Man City, they need depth in January, which is mad to say, which with some of the amount of money they've spent in the last couple of years. But I think they're going to take it narrowly, so 1-0.
Yeah, Lopetegui is under immense, a little bit of pressure, you could say, at West Ham.
Yeah.
They're being dragged into that relegation battle, and it won't be helped as well to the injury to Gerard Bowen, who's fractured his foot, I believe. So he's going to be out for a little while. Manchester City, I think it's 4 points now in their last 2 fixtures. A good away win last time out. At home, New Year. This is the time of year where they slip into a higher gear. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory to the Citizens. Moving back down south, got Southampton coming up against Brentford. Southampton, of course, Russell Martin has long since departed. Okay, Southampton, they do kind of make it tough for their opponents in scoring a lot of the time. Brentford, excellent at home, not too good away. It's going to be tight, this one, but I think the firepower going forward for Brentford will just see them across the line here. I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory to the Bees.
Yeah, Brentford are taking it for me. At the end of the day, Southampton is going to take them a while to transfer from Russell Martin's football to Illich's football, which is just 2 completely contrasting styles. So yeah, it's going to be a while before we see any difference, and wrong time to play Brentford for me. So yeah, 2-1. Moving on, 5:30 on Sky, Brighton up against Arsenal. Arsenal at the moment are below Nottingham Forest, so they really need to get some more points on the board if they want to catch Liverpool, etc. and, well, really climb up the table. Brighton, fairly inconsistent as of late, not scoring many goals at all either. So in that case, Arsenal are keeping a clean sheet. I'm going 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go exactly the same as you, Nathan. Arsenal, of course, yet to play this evening against Brentford. Brighton, I think it's 4 draws in their last 5 fixtures, but I think coming up against the quality that Arsenal got, even though Saka is still out for this fixture, I can see Arsenal winning 2-0. Then we move on to the Sunday fixtures, live on Sky in the UK, 2 o'clock. We've got Fulham against Ipswich. Ipswich having an excellent win in their last match, 2-0 over Chelsea. And Fulham have just had a great season overall, plenty of attacking flair going forward, and I think they'll win this one. I think it'll tie, because Ipswich sometimes can be hard to break down, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 home victory at Craven Cottage to Fulham.
Yeah, I know they can be quite hard to break down. However, when you have that attack of Fulham and the way it's been playing recently, I know obviously they did come against Chelsea, but Chelsea just didn't turn up in that one at all. I like the quality there, to be honest. I think it's going to be a banana skin for Ipswich, so I'm going to go 3-1 to Fulham. Moving on, the big one, 4:30 on Sky, Liverpool against Man United. Watched Man United Newcastle in the pub. They looked absolutely shocking. The players are just not fitting into Anarim's style of play with a 5 at the back. The transition away from Ten Hag football has been an absolute disaster at the moment, but it's not Anarim's fault, it's the structure of the club. So everyone knows all the problems at Manchester United. Liverpool just blowing teams away at the moment. And for that reason, biggest prediction of the season for me, 6-0 to Liverpool.
6-0.
6-0.
Okay, yeah, I don't think Man United will score here. They've actually haven't scored in their last 3 matches, and it's 5 defeats in their last 6 in the Premier League as well. Liverpool look brilliant going forward. Okay, sometimes they can leak the odd goal here and there. I think it was a clean sheet in the last fixture, but yeah, this one they should have too much for this poor Manchester United side. 4-0 for me, and yeah, it'll really cement them at the top of the Premier League as well.
Man United pushed into a relegation battle.
If they're not careful, they're going to be they're going to be fighting for their lives come the end of the season. But the final fixture of game week 20 happens on Monday evening on the 6th. This is live on Sky in the UK, 8 o'clock. We've got Wolves coming up against Forest and Chunia. It's only banned for 1 fixture. I think we said it'd be 5.
I saw somewhere where it was 5. It was going to be 5.
5, yeah. Apologies for that. But Forest, excellent. Currently in 2nd position in the Premier League. Defensively, they look great. They got loads of attacking prowess going forward, particularly on the wings. They've had, I think, something like 5 wins on the bounce, keeping clean sheets, defensively solid. So Wolves good going forward, but they do seem to concede a lot. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, Wolves do concede a lot of goals, and it's the wrong time to play Forest for me. At the end of the day, they have brought in Pereira, haven't they, as manager?
They've improved, actually. So.
They have improved, so that's why I'm going to keep it quite modest. But Forest, I can't ignore their attack at the moment against a poor Wolves defence. So, yeah, 3-1 to Nottingham Forest.
Brilliant, Nathan. So that concludes our predictions for game week 20. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website. We are sat in the car Wednesday afternoon, New Year's Day. We're off to see Cardiff take on Coventry. Hopefully we'll get a victory there, but enjoy the new year, enjoy the Premier League fixtures over the weekend, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.